Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to, of course, another LEGO News Update. And today we're, of course, going to be discussing once again the newest LEGO game announced, and that is LEGO Dimensions. Of course, after I made the initial announcement, which, by the way, thank you guys so very much for the support on that video. It did absolutely tremendously well, about 1,500 likes, which is spectacular. If we could match that on this video, that would be absolutely awesome sauce. But there were several questions that were asked of me in that video, or in the comment section on that video. First of all, thank you for the amazing suggestions for the different themes that you would like to see appear in the game, which I will be discussing in just a moment, but thank you for submitting those. And then additionally to that, I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know, for example, one of the most common questions that I got was, hey, does this mean that LEGO games are over and we're never going to have any other LEGO games? No, I don't think that is the case. I think we're still getting, as you can see, LEGO Jurassic World. In fact, LEGO Marvel Superheroes might be even coming out after this game, maybe on the same amount kind of timeline, but I just think that there won't be a case where all the properties will be able to be adapted into LEGO Dimensions. I really don't see them being like, okay, LEGO Dimensions is our only game and then we're never going to do the other games. Plus, with that in mind, it transitions really nicely into the themes, and that is, of course, the different types of worlds that they could add to this, different dimensions, and that is the Marvel dimension. As much as I think everybody, and I mean everyone, who wants to play this game would love to see a crossover finally between DC and Marvel, I know that that's what we would all wish for. I really, really, really highly doubt that we're going to be receiving the Marvel Universe in this game. Maybe sometime down the line, maybe in the future, where they could secure some sort of rights or contract or something, but I really don't see it happening, unfortunately, anytime soon. Let's put it that way. At least not within the next, this game, or maybe, within the next 12 months, in my opinion. Of course, I hope I'm wrong, so with that in mind, just keep that in mind that I would wish that I would be wrong, but I really think that won't be the case. Nonetheless, now, of course, let us begin running down a really, really cool picture that was revealed, and that is, of course, the LEGO Dimensions character guide. So, some people photoshopped the box, the top of the box, and they photoshopped the picture that you should be seeing right now on your screen, and that is basically shows you kind of a highlight of the 42 characters that are going to be in the game, or at least maybe this is the initial 42. Maybe at some point we'll get more in the future. But they do look quite cool, don't they? They really, really definitely do look quite neat. I'm looking forward to checking out quite a few of those. I think that there are some really obvious themes. For example, I think character number 21 is quite obviously going to be Bart Simpson. That's his minifigure right there, whereas 22 right there is Emmett. And then, of course, we see Wildstyle next to him. I think that may be Benny as well right after that, which is pretty sweet. Characters 32 and 33 are the ones that really grabbed my attention because it looks like they have some sort of really large accessories, so that looks quite cool. I also believe that character number 16 is Superman, followed with 17 by Aquaman, so that's kind of neat as well, that we get some more DC characters. So for those of you, including myself, who were concerned about the lack of DC characters, there you go. Not only are we going to have Cyborg, Wonder Woman, and Batman, Aquaman and Superman are in there as well, which is pretty awesome sauce. But then let's get into the discussion of some of the other themes that we would like to see in the future with the game. So, of course, we know that Back to the Future is in it and so on and so forth, so that's pretty cool. We know Back to the Future, The Wizard of Oz, the Lego Movie, of course, Lord of the Rings, DC, so that's pretty sweet. I'm definitely excited about that. But there were a couple of things that were actually shown in the extended cut of the trailer, which is why I told you guys to go ahead and check it out, where we saw some things like, for example, we saw, what's his name, Josh something, I forgot the actor that was in it, but I think it's Josh something. He was using a PKE meter, which is obviously a reference to Ghostbusters, so that's pretty sweet because, hey, that means Ghostbusters are going to be in it, which is absolutely awesome sauce. I can't wait for that. That is one of my favorite things that I would love to see, one of my favorite worlds and one of my favorite themes that I would like to see explored in LEGO form, so that's awesome. Looking forward to that. It could be quite fun indeed, especially because one of the character models there does look like Slimer. The very last picture right there, 42, it could be a minifigure of Slimer, so that's pretty awesome. I would love to own a minifigure of Slimer, so that's pretty sweet indeed. But additionally to that, the entire time there's also on the plate that is next to him, there's a donut that looks suspiciously like the donut from Simpsons does. So that obviously is a reference to the Simpsons being a part of this. So those are kind of the two that I'm feeling pretty confident about saying that they are going to be in the game. I'm pretty confident that Ghostbusters and the Simpsons are going to appear in the game, which is awesome. Very, very much looking forward to that. But then we can discuss some of the other potential characters or potential themes as well. So one of the biggest one that came up, or two of the biggest ones that came up, was actually Bionicle, Lego City. Those were the two, of course, big kind of established Lego franchises that are Lego owned that would make sense to maybe adapt in some way, shape, or form. Lego City, I could see maybe in some capacity kind of doing like, Lego City Undercover or something like that. Maybe they'll do like Chase McCain in there or Rex Fury or something like that. That could be definitely something that I would not mind seeing. But I don't know if it's a world that people are really anxious to explore. So I'm not sure if it would be hugely popular, but I certainly would like to see it because I really, really enjoy that entire realm. But with Bionicles, I really doubt that would happen, especially because Bionicles aren't minifigures. So that's why I doubt that it will happen. Now, would it be cool to maybe see some of the characters from Bionicle adapted into minifigure form? Absolutely. So if they could do that, I definitely would be on board to check it out and see what kind of thing they pull off with it. So is it out of this realm that it happens? No, it's possible. In fact, those two characters that I mentioned before, remember the larger characters? Maybe those are Bionicle characters with some Bionicle-like weapons. You never know. But again, in my mind, I don't really see that one happening. Another big theme is, of course, a little bit more on the girl-friendly side of things, is the Disney Princesses line and the Friends and Elves. So those are all the more female or girl-oriented lines. I think it would be great to see them. For me personally, I'm not really particularly interested in those sets or characters or anything like that, obviously, but I think that it's very, very fair to give, obviously, the female audience and the girl audience their own characters that they could also enjoy. Like if they wanted to play as some of those characters like the elves and so on and so forth, they could choose from those. So I think that generally speaking, it's really, really good if we have a nice diverse base there. If I had to pick one of those that I would like to see, obviously the Disney Princess would be the coolest one because like it would be cool to get like Elsa and so on and so forth, but I doubt that will happen because of Disney Infinity. So I think that out of the ones that are likely, which is Elves and Friends, I think Elves would be the cooler one because I looked at some of the sets on the shelves, like when I go buy a Lego set or something like that. They're pretty close to the other ones. So I looked at some of them, and they're really, really cool in terms of color and everything. They look like really, really neat worlds to explore. So I wouldn't mind actually checking it out and playing through that particular world. So I would say Lego Elves would be really, really sweet to see. Some of the other possibilities would be, of course, the Mixels. That would be kind of fun to see. I think that would be really, really nifty. In fact, I think that would be like a really fun dimension to explore because it could be really wacky and crazy and over the top. So I would love to see the Mixels being adapted. Once again, though, they aren't necessarily minifigures, so I'm not sure how they would get around doing that. But maybe it's possible to do it somehow in a quite simple and straightforward manner. Additionally to that, we have some of the other Lego lines that I'm just going to kind of quickly run down here. Is the Speed Champions line. I'm not sure. It's not really resonated with me, so I'm not too sure that I would like to see that. It could be kind of cool, though, to drive vehicles around. That would be kind of interesting, so maybe it will happen. Pirates, I'm not huge on that theme either, so I can't really just, tout its horn without being, pretending that I'm excited. So to be honest and genuine, I really don't think that it's going to be happening. Or at least I would rather for it not to happen. I would rather to see some other properties used. Legends of Chima, or Kima, but I think it's Chima. I'd love to see that because I really love the character designs and the vehicle designs for Legends of Chima. So I think that would be an absolutely fantastic world to dive into, and it would be a lot of fun to just drive around and mess around in that dimension. So I would love to see Legends of Chima actually being adapted. That would be really, 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 really fun. So now let's get to some of the more external properties here, some of the other properties that we can talk about, and some of them include TMNT. That would obviously be incredible, but from what I understand, the license has been moved to, I think it's Mattel, I believe, owns the license for the building kind of blocks. So I think Mega Bloks owns it now. So obviously because Lego doesn't own it anymore, I don't know if they could do that, I'd love for them to do that, because I'd love to be able to have, like, let's say Marty McFly and Michelangelo running in the same world. Like, that would be incredible. Or imagine Donatello and Batman, or Raphael and Batman. That would be really, really sweet. So I'd love to see it, but I don't think that, because of the licensing issue, I don't think it's going to be happening, simply because of that main reason. Another big option is, of course, Star Wars, because there's been tons of Star Wars Lego games, and there's been tons of Lego Star Wars sets, but once again, I believe Star Wars is going to be taken by Disney Infinity, so therefore we're not going to be able to get that crossover happening, unfortunately. One set that I think is quite possible is actually Scooby-Doo. I think that would be neat. We just saw the announcement, the fact that we're going to get new Scooby-Doo minifigures and sets and so on and so forth, so that's really sweet. And then maybe they could go ahead and grab that and transfer it over to the Dimensions game, where we could have like a Scooby-Doo mystery adventure kind of level or realm to explore that. I really would love to partake in that, so I think that's one of the more exciting themes that is still possible to happen. So I would absolutely love to see that happen. And then last but certainly not least for today's discussion, and this is from accumulating all of your guys' awesome comments. So as always, post your comments. I always read them. I always accumulate them into these kind of lump sum videos where I can discuss and give my opinions and thoughts on the different questions you ask me. And the last one is quite an exciting one indeed, and that is Minecraft. Of course, Lego has done quite a few Minecraft sets at this point. I think maybe a little bit under 10 sets in total, I think. There are like 3 of those micro sets or 4 of those micro sets. Yeah, probably about 10 sets or so. So that means that the licensing is there. And I think it would be really, really cool if we got some sort of a sequence of Minecraft events taking place in Lego World. Because Minecraft was, in some regards, inspired by Lego, like the whole idea of building and such. And then now being able to take Minecraft into a Lego game, I think would be super duper cool. So I would love to see that. Like, imagine running around fighting Lego creepers and taking down Lego mobs. Like, it would just be really, really sweet. So I would love to see that, and I hope that we do get to see it at some point. Like, imagine a Lego Ender Dragon you gotta fight at the end of the level or something like that. That sounds sweet to me. So, nonetheless, of course, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section below any other ideas that you would like to see, of course, appear in the Lego Dimensions video game. If you have any specific ideas, any specific thoughts on specific themes that I mentioned, there's a lot of specific things happening here, because I said specific about a gajillion times, so I do apologize. But nonetheless, thank you guys so very much for watching. Have an absolutely glorious and fan-tastic day. I will indeed catch you folks next time. Peace out. See you laters, alligators. Bye-bye, everybody.